Might be shooting myself in the foot with this one.
Fair winds, everyone. My name is Anakim, and I think we should talk about the mess surrounding VShojo right now, because it's been piling up, and after Ironmouse's video, a bunch of former members have spoken up as well, and yeah, it paints a pretty rough picture. Now, this is not a hit piece or anything. I'm just laying out what's been said, when it was said, and why people are kinda side-eyeing VShojo more than ever. Let's walk through it, shall we? Starting with... The first major shift happened on April 26th of 2023 when Veibae, or Vei for short, officially parted ways with VShojo. The very same day, Silvervale, or Silver for short, officially announced that she was leaving as well. Then, just a few days after that, on April 30th, Natasha Nyanners, or, well, Nyanners, followed suit and left the company. At the time, VShojo said all three had been offered contract renewals and simply chose not to accept them, which naturally seemed plausible. But as more time passed, fans noticed that none of them really ever came back to clarify anything, or speak about VShojo for that matter. Until recently. Let's skip ahead to July 2025, where all three, Vei, Silver, and Nyan, have now spoken up. Let's start with Vei, who mentioned on a recent tweet that the company bullied her into a predatory contract, got hostile when she asked for a higher income rate, and refused to answer any questions, by which Vei had to hire a lawyer before even moving forward. Then there's Nyanners, who, in her own words, cited that she didn't feel creatively fulfilled under the brand, and that there was a noticeable lack of transparency. Not to mention recent accounts where money was also cited as a factor. And last but most certainly not least, Silver echoed that and more, describing the environment as emotionally exhausting. Namely, one big factor being the Hogwarts Legacy situation, where, quoting Silver herself, she called Gunrun for support, and his response was calling her a disappointment, damaging to the brand, and how her mistakes could bring the other girls down, effectively suspending her. Oh boy. Let's cue October 2023. Matar Khan, a new VShojo member, debuted and was very warmly received. But surprisingly, she left the group on May 5th, 2025, and what's even more surprising is that the decision to leave was finalized sometime before that, on March 6th, 2025. This was incredibly unexpected, and it raised a lot of eyebrows since, well, she was supposed to be part of the brand's next phase. Then Giga, who we will all remember was one of the more active and community-driven members. She announced her departure on June 25th of 2025 to come into full effect about 2 days after that. On that very same date of June 27th, ironically enough, came Zantreya, one of VShojo's founding talents, who announced she would be parting ways with VShojo as well, making it official and citing the official date as July 11th, 2025. All these exits happened rather quietly and without a lot of drama to them, but they definitely added fuel to the idea that something might have been happening behind the scenes. Things, though, really blew open on July 21st, 2025, when Ironmouse, the very face of VShojo for many, uploaded a video titled "Why I Left VShojo." In this video, she explains that she hadn't been paid yet, with the agency withholding her personal earnings adding up to a significant amount, and also quoting they withheld the funds from her September 2024 subathon, which add up to well around $500,000, all meant for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Oh dear. This came as a shock to everyone, especially given that Ironmouse was arguably the most visible member of the group. She also explained that communication had broken down completely, that she was left in the dark about way too many decisions, and that the overall vibe had shifted from being talent first to maybe something more opaque than that. Not particularly long after that, Kei-san also went live on stream, directly confronting the agency's Japanese CEO on stream, calling out mismanagement and a lack of internal communication, and bringing to attention how she had not been paid since September of 2024. Suffice to say, the as of then VShojo Japanese CEO confirmed that at least their Japanese branch was doing alright financially speaking, unchallenged in multiple aspects, which naturally prompted Kei-san to resign from VShojo then and there with no real hesitation to speak of.
I quit VShojo today.
So in the end, it was pretty clear to everybody that this wasn't just Mouse. It was systemic. Some additional exits have definitely gotten the point across quite a bit. Kuro Kurenai, also known as K9 Kuro, who joined after leaving Niji Sanji as Mysterious, went on to separate from VShojo on July 22nd, 2025. Then well-known singer Amelie, or Monarch to most of us, followed suit, with people like Bao and Sayu, among others, expressing their sympathy and, to an extent, also their frustration. Then of course there's others like Apricot, also known as Fruit, and Hime Hajime, who's also one of the founding members and definitely not related to Gigak at all, who made a point to make their VShojo brandings disappear, getting the point across in more than one way. Oh, let's not forget to mention VShojo Japan's Nova Group. All of them. Oh yeah. So right after everything, some fans were left wondering, okay, so where's VShojo's leadership in all this? Where's the statements? What about all the paychecks, the earnings, the charity funds? Well, Justin Ignacio, or Gunrun, who some of you might remember is VShojo's CEO, finally made a statement which was made public on X, the platform that's formerly known as Twitter. Now, in this very statement, he stated that the company had shifted away from its originally intended management style, and that he was holding himself accountable for all the shortcomings. Additionally, in this very statement, he kind of indirectly admitted to mismanagement of funds, charity fraud, and other admittedly self-incriminating things that are, no laughing matter. Since then, multiple VTubers have spoken out about different cases where they auditioned for agencies where things went a bit sour. One in particular that can be quoted here is Camilla, or Camille Q on X, formerly known as the Bird app. On July 25th, 2025, Camilla posted that she had made it to the final rounds of the VShojo auditions being held in 2022. Now, according to her account of the situation, she had actually passed all the audition stages, but she received no follow-up afterwards. Camilla claims that herself and others that she came to learn were also auditioning were quite elated and actually ran through the next couple stages. Soon after, though, to her knowledge, her attempts were met with just absolute silence. Now, after choosing to leave that chapter behind, and having grown quite a bit within a year's time as a VTuber, Camilla soon spoke to another VTuber that she met along the way. And this anonymous VTuber apparently had also auditioned at the very same time that Camilla did, and actually made the long run, but was rejected during the final stages, also alleging that the person who eventually got the spot was someone that the company already knew about beforehand. Camilla also states that this anonymous person, amongst many others in the same position, were given hush money to never address the issue after that.
Red flag.
Now, if I may go off script a little bit, because admittedly I did have some closing thoughts in my notes and in my script and all that, but as I was recording this, I feel like I need to get something off my chest. And it grew, the urge to let it out grew bigger and bigger the more I investigated, the more I spoke, and yeah. So, here it goes. I'd imagine for many of us, such as myself, indie VTubers, VShojo was like this end goal or target or pinnacle, something that we wanted to reach, because I'll put it to you this way. Those of us in the indie VTuber scene, we still try our hardest to put out content of quality for all of you guys and for other fellow indie VTubers, just anybody that might be watching. We want to make this content special. We want to make it resound with a lot of you. We want to make you laugh. We want to make you have a good time. We're hoping you enjoy what we do. And in my case, I have to admit, I haven't done a lot, but I've tried to work hard on the things that I guess you could call them setting things up so that whenever I do start creating content on the regular, I feel like I can be proud of it and I can show it to you guys and know that it's going to be enjoyable and it's going to be good. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them out there feel the same way or felt the same way when they were starting out. And VShojo, they looked like that agency that was, as they marketed, talent first, that they loved their streamers, that they looked after their team, that they were, I guess I'm gonna say, scrupulous, for the lack of a better term, and they felt like a family. Honestly, they felt like this. It's this typical thing where workplaces tell you, "Hey, we're a family," but VShojo really did feel like it from the outside looking in. And to have to see these things, learn these things, watch these videos where people were maybe 3 words away from actually breaking down in tears, their frustration, the stress, the inadequacy, everything. It was, maybe that's just me being an empath, but it made me want to actually get angry with them. And then there's the personal part where again, VShojo was a target. VShojo was a pinnacle. VShojo was something we wanted to reach to make sure that our content would only grow and we would actually have support and help from people with experience in the industry to make sure that our content was at least 3, 5, 10, 20 times better for all of you guys out there. Having to see this is disheartening. This kind of stuff itself, it's a hard pill to swallow. And I honestly can't imagine what it must feel like for the people who are actually in VShojo. Like those of us who maybe just had like a smidge, and that's from some of the people on the inside who might have been inside still or had left telling us. It's hard to even imagine what some of the people who were still in there were having to deal with on the daily. And I especially feel for people like K-san, Mouse, or Silver, who went on stream and Silver actually broke in tears more than once. K-san nearly broke in tears during that stream with the VShojo guy. And Mousy, the video of why I left VShojo, you can tell how broken her spirit is. And come on, quote for quote,
"This entire situation has broken me."
I can only imagine. Hell, I probably can't. But anyway, those are my thoughts. And, well, I guess for now what I can say is, at the very least, you know what? Best to just leave it at that. Well, I guess I could say one thing. Whether it's people who were indie for the long run, or people who just recently turned indie because of the situation, we could really all use your support right now, because the whole scene is a bit in shambles after all this. It's not desecrated or miserable, but it's a bit in shambles because, yeah, let's be real. One of the pinnacles of the community just shattered. So we might all need time to digest this, and those who were directly affected, they definitely need your love and support. Again, this is Anakim, and stay safe, and I guess I'll see you on the flip side.